Hey, it's No Name. We're at One Bad Apple Records in Castro Valley. Welcome to the Record Room, and I'm super excited today. We got a really killer band from San Francisco. Let's hear it for Dot Vom. Clap along. Tell me a little bit about your history as a band. How you guys been around? You know, kind of give like the 30-second bio of the band for people who are just hearing you for the first time.
Well, actually, it's funny because Danny started this band like
in 2012, 13, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then I saw a Facebook post about like need backup singers for a show. Anybody, and I was like, me, and then anybody.
Can anyone not even sing? Just show up.
Just show up,
Awesome.
and then I sang backup, but then they had like one song that needed bass, and I was like, I don't play bass, but I'll play bass, and then like I started playing bass, and then I weaseled my way into the band, and then we had like a rendition of. It was like kind of like transcendental, like lots of people coming in. And, I don't know. I made that up.
We had like a fucking musical chairs of people joining our band, and like we're the last remaining people from the first lineup. Now everyone's all new and improved.
Awesome.
And yeah.
Well, you guys have great harmonies together. You can tell you guys practice a lot and sing together a lot. But that's great. It's cool that a band kind of develops organically like that. You know what I mean? Just a random
Like an
Facebook
amoeba.
post, and that fact that you learned bass just to be in the band. That's true dedication.
I was like, I need to do something with my life.
I need to do something productive with my life. I'm gonna join a rock band.
Yeah.
That seems logical. Let's hear another song, guys.
Deliberate speech, each word falls wrapped in baby grape leaves. Sweet teeth, satin white sheath, waiting for the day I see you on TV. If you move to New York, I might have to start writing poetry. If you move to New York, I might have to start fixing the things I don't like about me. To New York. If you move to New York, CDs scattered like seeds, languages that I cannot yet read. Teach me or understudy how to be what a human should be. If you move to New York, I might have to start writing poetry. If you move to New York, I might have to start fixing the things I don't like about me. To New York. If you move to New York. All those thoughts I kept in boxes, I'll try to write myself in process while knowing no one could forgive like you. So I will hate my guts each time I start new. I bleed self-indulgently. You just listen, a lightning struck a tree. Beneath the secrets you keep, I can see there's a broken body. There's a broken body, but it's not your body. There's a broken body, but it's not your body. If you move to New York, if you move to New York, if you move to New York, if you move to New York.
It's okay if you guys want to cheer for yourselves. Yeah, exactly. You guys have some unique instrumentation in your band. Was it the
Omnichord,
The
yeah.
Omnichord is your Sharpie kind of customized it for your band. Explain that to me. Was that always part of the band? Was that something
No,
you played since a kid?
I used to play. No, not at all. I used to play synth or like keyboard, but I mean, and that was fine. But then one time we had to play a house show that was kind of like this, or it was really cramped, so I didn't play the keyboard. And for the first time in my life, people were coming up to me afterwards, like, "Oh, I really loved your stage presence." And I just sort of realized that the keyboard was like cutting me off from the audience. So I feel like the Omnichord's a way to incorporate synths without having this giant thing that I can't move around. Well, I mean, right now I can't, but it's because it's very small.
Sure,
but
sure.
yeah, so like, and then I also can't. I would play guitar if I could, but I can't. So this is easy. This is easy. You just press the. The rest of the chords is just.
Yeah, and I noticed that Zach, one of your guitar players, he actually has an Altoid box in his effects pedal gear. There is that where you keep the joints, or is that what is that?
The minty French
tone. Is that what that is?
No, I just keep picks in there.
Oh, you keep picks. It's a pick case.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like if someone had bad breath in the band, you just Zach Altoid me, man. I was like,
send us mints.
yeah, there you go.
This is the plug.
Let's talk about the band name real quick. .vom, is that a like a commentary, like an anti.com statement? Where does that come from?
I named it that. It was just something that I think like a lot of bands were just like, oh, that sounds okay. Like there was no real deep meaning. I was just like, I like with our sound, like I like puns, but like also our sound is like we're aiming for like pretty but gross. It's like dream pop, but I want it a little bit gnarly, and like vom to me is like. It's like it's that element of like grody that like fits with our
Yeah, nothing says primal like vomit. I mean that's really like one of those universal things. No matter what's happening, when you see someone vomiting, you're like it's guttural, literally.
Yeah.
So,
but then it's like I remember describing our music as like it's like like when you wake up in the morning and you're throwing up, but you can't tell if you just ate something red last night or you're throwing up blood. Like
that's awesome. That's a
Red velvet cake?
yeah. Is that a cupcake or is that my guts I'm throwing up? Well, let's not get sick right now. Let's hear another song, shall we?
okay, this is a cover. Ago, when you lived on Stanhope Road, you listened to your sister when she came home from school, 'cause she was 2 years older and she had boys in her room. And outside I heard her, alright. Well, that was alright for a while. But soon I wanted more. I wanted to see as well as hear. So I hid inside her wardrobe. She came home around 4, and she was with some kid called David from the garage up the road. I listened outside, I heard her alright. Oh, I wanna take you home. I wanna give you children, and you might be my girlfriend. When I saw you the next day, I really couldn't tell, 'cause you might go and tell your mother. And so you went with Eve, and Eve was paranoid, and I thought I heard you laughing when his mom and dad were gone. I listened outside, I heard you alright. Oh, I wanna take you home. I wanna give you children, and you might be my girlfriend. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Danny's giving the half okay. She's like,
That'll do.
So before we started filming, your boss was texting you, Danny. You seemed kind of distracted. Everything okay at work?
Yeah, yeah. I don't tell people where I work because I like to retain a little bit of punk cred.
For sure. That's got to be one of the hardest things I think about being in a band is kind of keeping that balance where you have to have a job that actually kind of keeps the electricity on, but then you get to you got to find time to squeeze in to do what you really love. How's that kind of? How do you find the way that balance is?
I never sleep.
You never sleep?
Yeah.
That's the first thing to go, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing to go, of course. Like, oh, God, I do only sleep on megabuses to LA, but yeah, like sleep is just like the last thing. Last priority, I guess.
It's tall.
You guys did bring a bunch of records, kind of your influences. I just kind of want to go through these real quick and just kind of say why they've been so important to you. And Weezer, Pinkerton. This is one of my favorite records. This is a classic.
Fuck yeah.
Tell me about how Weezer's impacted you musically.
I grew up listening to Weezer. My brother was a huge fan of Weezer. I mean, he kind of like even looks like Rivers. Like it's like so bittersweet. Like Rivers is so heartbroken, but like his music is so catchy and like.
But
dude.
They remind me of this generation's Ramones. Like they just have such a pop sensibility,
yeah, totally.
and they write such catchy songs, and they're
and
really
the solos are like freaking insane because
Yeah.
they like harmonize and it's
but
like so
they
specific.
kind of get underplayed because they're kind of goofy, right? So people don't really take them seriously as far as like kind of their songwriting ability and their musicianship. They're kind of like, oh, Weezer, like they're kind of a quirky band.
Also, it's like something that like we've bonded over, like like Dot Vom as a whole, like. Every rendition of Dot Vom, the band members have like fucking bonded over Weezer.
Every year we make jokes about playing like a Weezer cover set for Halloween, but we still have never done it. But we talk about it every year. We just don't.
Yeah, well that's a band goal. Do you guys have band goals? Do you guys like set stuff
That's
up
our
like
band
that?
goal.
We're putting out an EP soon, so there's that.
One goal is to defeat our search engine optimization issue and have it be so that when you search .vom, it doesn't suggest that you were trying to look for .com. You were looking for .vom.
Yeah.
I got it. So if people are Googling .vom, it always comes up, did you mean .com? And you guys want to switch that around. You guys need a click
We're
farm.
gonna be bigger than .com.
What's a click form?
A click farm is basically where you hire people and they'll just sit there and search .vom like over and over and over again until it changes the Google Analytics.
Okay, Mom, I got a job for you.
That's all you got to do is you just got to say, when you guys play a show, just say, hey, in front of your fans, say, listen, you motherfuckers, take out your phones
Google
right
us.
now. Take out your phones and search .vom in Google. You're going to help us get 100 searches.
Sick.
Slowly, every show you play, you'll turn that tide.
Oh man,
Look at that, man.
Never thought of
I
that.
did not think of that.
Is that
Pulp. Who's the Pulp fan?
That's me.
yeah.
Yeah.
All of us.
Or
like,
all.
we just covered Babies off of that album just now. And the funny thing about my relationship with Pulp is that it started later than everyone else's. I think everyone in this band loved Pulp before I had ever heard of them. And this year, it was one of those things where when you have a crush on somebody and you try and like the music they like so that you're cool in their eyes, so like there was this person that I was extremely smitten with who was a huge Pulp fan. And so I was trying to get into Pulp's discography and I was just like, this is amazing. Like I fell in love with Pulp, like even more so than this person. And I was just like, dude, how have I missed this all my life? Like, and so
You started listening to music when you were 19?
I started listening to like modern or like alternative music when I was like 18 or 19 because I was homeschooled and I lived under a rock. And I
Wait a second. That's really interesting. You didn't really get into music till you got into college.
Yeah, I left home at like 17 and had to like catch up on everything. Like when I was a kid, I had to listen to like wholesome music, like classical music and the Beatles and shit. And so, which I mean is fine.
Yeah. So you go to college, all of a sudden you start getting exposed to all this cool music. You're like, hey, I can do this. I can sing. I can be in a band. I mean, that's awesome. Are your parents supportive of .vom?
I have been. I'm estranged. So I guess the answer is not really no.
That's okay. Let me tell you something. Rock and roll music is a great thing to be disowned for.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you will
That
find.
is not the entire reason, but that's
Sure.
That's
Okay.
partly. Let's just chalk it up to that.
Yeah.
That's just
That'll be in the
rock and roll.
.vom behind the music episode of this, but yeah, if whatever the reason is, it's great that you're finding kind of a bigger world in music. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, listen. Thanks for hanging out in the record room. Thanks for giving us a little insight into your band and sharing some of your favorite records. Take us out with the final song.
Thanks, man.
You don't have to keep me satisfied. content to sleep here by your side. A limb with sloughed off skin. You don't have to keep me underway. You don't have to give me anything, least of all a ring. You don't have to keep me satisfied. I just wanna be your highest high, your breath, a little doubt. You sit back and let me drive. I don't even have to be alive, my darling, but it's nice sometimes. You don't have to keep me satisfied. All you gotta do is close my eyes for me, and I'll pretend to be. You don't even have to try. I am just along for the ride, and I'm alright. Don't look at me like I've gone mad. You can't hurt me, please don't start that. I don't even have a heart, I am just a part, I am just a part, and parts don't get sad. You don't have to keep me satisfied. You don't have to keep me satisfied. You don't have to keep me satisfied. No. You don't have to keep me satisfied. Oh, no. You don't have to keep me satisfied. 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 The parts don't get sad.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Thanks, man.
Painless, right?
Yeah. Easy peasy.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for having us do this.
We didn't even promote our record.
What's that?
We didn't even promote our record. Our EP.
We can put all that in, like on social.
Of course. Yeah.